Hey, everyone. Get ready for a super fun story that's going to grab your attention and keep you guessing. Imagine this, it's a bright, sunny Saturday morning. The sky is blue, the sun is shining, and everything feels happy and calm. In a small, quiet neighborhood, the birds are singing their little songs tweet, tweet, tweet. The grass on every lawn is cut nice and short, looking green and pretty. Kids are laughing somewhere nearby, and the air smells like flowers and fresh lemonade. It's the kind of day where you just want to sit outside and relax. And that's exactly what Jake wanted to do. Jake is our guy in this story. He's a regular person, not too loud or fancy, just someone who likes to chill out. He's new to this neighborhood, only living there for about a month. On this sunny morning, Jake decides it's the perfect time to enjoy his backyard. He grabs a big, cold glass of lemonade, yum, so sweet and icy. Then he pulls out his favorite lawn chair. It's not a super cool chair or anything, just a plain one with green stripes. He sets it up in the grass, sits down, and takes a big sip of his drink. The sun feels warm on his face, and he smiles. This is nice, he thinks. All he wants is a peaceful day to rest and listen to the birds. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But here's the thing, sometimes, even the simplest plans can turn into big adventures. Jake has no idea that this sunny, happy day is about to get wild. He's just sitting there, minding his own business, when trouble starts sneaking up. And that trouble has a name, Karen. Yep, Karen is the neighborhood busybody. A busybody is someone who loves sticking their nose into everyone else's business, even when nobody asks them to. Karen thinks she's the boss of the whole street. She walks around like she owns every house, every tree, and even the air everyone breathes. If something isn't just the way she likes it, oh boy, she'll let you know. Karen isn't new here like Jake. She's been living in this neighborhood for years, and she's made sure everyone knows her rules. She's the head of something called the HOA, that's short for Homeowners Association. It's a group that makes rules about how the neighborhood should look. Like, your house has to be painted the right color, or your trash cans can't sit out too long. Most people don't mind the rules too much, but Karen? She loves them. She loves them so much that she walks around with a little notebook, writing down every tiny thing she doesn't like. That mailbox is too shiny, she'll say. Or, your dog barked one time too many. People usually just roll their eyes and try to stay out of her way. But Jake? He's new, so he hasn't figured out how to dodge Karen yet. He's just sitting in his backyard, sipping his lemonade, enjoying the sunshine. His lawn chair is plopped right there in the grass, and he's happy as can be. He doesn't know that Karen is watching him from across the street. She's standing by her window, peeking through the curtains, her eyes squinting like she's a detective in a movie. She sees Jake's chair, and her nose wrinkles up. What is that ugly thing doing in his yard, she mutters to herself. To her, that chair isn't just a chair, it's a problem. A big, green-striped problem that's ruining her perfect neighborhood. Now, let's be real. It's just a chair. It's not loud or messy or hurting anyone. But Karen doesn't see it that way. She's the kind of person who thinks everything has to be her way, or it's wrong. And Jake's chair? It's not on her list of okay things. So, she decides right then and there that she's going to do something about it. She grabs her phone, ready to make a big fuss. She's not just going to talk to Jake, no, that's too easy. Karen likes drama. She likes making things bigger than they need to be. And poor Jake, sitting there with his lemonade, has no clue what's coming his way. Here's where it gets interesting. Jake thinks he's safe, just relaxing like anyone would on a nice day. But Karen? She's already got a plan brewing in her head, and it's not a friendly one. She's about to turn this quiet morning into a total mess. But wait, there's something Karen doesn't know yet. Something big. Trouble isn't just coming for Jake, it's coming for her too. And it's not because of that lawn chair, even though she thinks it is. Nope, there's a secret hiding in the story, and it's going to flip everything upside down. So, what do you think is going to happen? Is Jake just some guy who's about to get picked on by a grumpy neighbor? Or is there something more going on, something sneaky and exciting? Maybe Jake isn't as simple as he looks. Maybe Karen's big plan is going to backfire in a way she never expects. I'm not telling you yet, you've got to keep reading to find out. But I'll give you a little hint, this day isn't going to end the way anyone thinks it will. Not Jake, not Karen, not even the birds chirping in the trees. Before we go any further, let's make this fun. I've got a question for you. Have you ever had a neighbor who was super nosy or bossy? Maybe someone who told you what to do, even when you didn't ask. Tell me about it in the comments. I want to hear your stories. And while you're at it, let me know where you're reading this from today. Are you at home, at school, or somewhere else? Oh, and if you like stories that keep you guessing, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next part. Trust me, this is just the beginning, and it's going to get so good. Back to Jake. He's still in his chair, totally relaxed. The lemonade is cold in his hand, and the sun is making everything feel warm and cozy. He's got no idea that Karen is about to storm over and start trouble. He doesn't know that this peaceful moment is the last quiet one he'll have for a while. And Karen? She's got no clue that her big, bossy attitude is about to run into something she can't control. What's that something? Well, that's the secret I'm keeping for now. It's big, it's surprising, and it's going to make you smile when you find out. So, stick with me. This sunny Saturday is about to turn into a wild ride. Will Jake get mad? Will Karen win? Or will something totally unexpected happen to both of them? You're going to love finding out. Let's keep going and see what happens next, because trust me, this story is just getting started, and it's going to be a blast. Okay, let's jump back into our story. We've got Jake sitting in his backyard, sipping his yummy lemonade, trying to enjoy a sunny Saturday morning. Everything seems calm and happy until Karen shows up. Oh boy, Karen is not happy, and she's about to make things super messy. Let's see what happens. Karen is the kind of person who loves being in charge. She's not just any neighbor, she's the big boss of the neighborhood. She runs something called the HOA, which stands for Homeowners Association. It's like a club that makes rules for how the neighborhood should look. You know, like saying your house has to be a certain color or your trash can't sit out too long. Most people don't care too much about those rules. They just want to live their lives. But Karen? She loves those rules more than anything. She thinks they make her the queen of the street, and she acts like everyone has to listen to her. Imagine this, Karen walking down the sidewalk with her little clipboard in her hand. She's got a pencil tucked behind her ear, and her eyes are sharp, looking for anything she doesn't like. If your grass grows just a tiny bit too long, like half an inch, she'll come knocking on your door. Bang, bang, bang. Fix your grass, she'll yell, pointing at it like it's the worst thing she's ever seen. Or maybe your mailbox is painted a bright blue color she doesn't like. That's the wrong shade, she'll snap, writing it down on her clipboard. One time, she even told old Mr. Thompson his flower pot was 3 inches too close to the sidewalk. 3 inches. Can you believe that? When Karen walks by, people roll their eyes. You know that face you make when something's annoying but you don't want to say anything? That's what everyone does. They see her coming, strutting around like she owns the whole world, and they just sigh. Oh, it's Karen again, they whisper to each other. Most folks try to stay out of her way. They don't want to argue with her because she never stops talking once she starts. She'll go on and on about rules and how everything has to be perfect. So, usually, people just nod and wait for her to leave. But Jake? He's different. He's only been in the neighborhood for 1 month. That's not very long. He's still figuring things out, like where to put his trash cans or how to say hi to the neighbors. He doesn't know Karen's tricks yet. He doesn't know she's always looking for someone new to boss around. And on this sunny morning, Karen decides Jake is her next target. Yep, she's got her eyes on him, and she's ready to make trouble. Here's how it starts. Jake is sitting in his backyard, relaxing in his green striped lawn chair. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and his lemonade is cold and sweet. He's happy, just chilling out. But across the street, Karen is watching. She's standing by her window, peeking out from behind her curtains. Her face gets all scrunched up when she sees Jake's chair. To her, that chair isn't just a chair, it's a big, ugly problem. That's an eyesore, she says to herself. An eyesore is something that looks bad, and Karen thinks Jake's chair is ruining the whole neighborhood. So, what does she do? She doesn't just sit there and grumble. Nope, that's not Karen's style. She grabs her flip-flops, throws open her front door, and marches across the street. Her hands are on her hips, and her face is red with anger. She storms right into Jake's yard like she owns it. Jake looks up from his lemonade, a little surprised. He wasn't expecting company, especially not an angry lady like Karen. She stops right in front of him, pointing at his chair. "That's an eyesore," she yells, so loud the birds stop singing for a second. "It's against the rules, and I'm calling 911. Jake blinks at her. He's not scared or mad, he's just confused. "It's a chair, Karen," he says in a calm voice, like it's no big deal. He takes another sip of his lemonade, watching her. To him, this is silly. It's just a chair. It's not loud or dirty or hurting anyone. But Karen doesn't care what Jake thinks. She's already decided this chair is breaking her rules, and she's not going to let it slide. She pulls her phone out of her pocket, her fingers moving fast as she dials 911. "Yep, you heard that right, she's calling the police over a lawn chair. Help. There's a disturbance," she screeches into the phone. A disturbance is like a problem or something noisy, but really, it's just Jake sitting there quietly. Karen's voice is loud and whiny, and she keeps going. "This chair is ruining everything. It's ugly, and it's against the HOA rules. You need to come right now." Jake watches her, still calm. He doesn't yell back or get up. He just sits there, sipping his drink, letting her talk. Most people might get mad or argue, but not Jake. He's cool as a cucumber, like he's seen this kind of thing before. Now, here's where it gets sneaky. Karen thinks she's winning. She thinks the police are going to come and tell Jake to get rid of his chair. She's standing there, smirking a little, feeling proud of herself. "I'm in charge," she's probably thinking. "Nobody messes with my rules." But what she doesn't know is that something else is happening. Something big. While she's yelling and waving her phone around, trouble is already on its way, and it's not the kind of trouble she expects. Her own storm is about to hit, and she has no idea. Jake isn't just some random guy with a chair. There's more to him than Karen knows, but she's too busy being mad to notice. She's so focused on that green striped chair that she doesn't see what's coming. The neighborhood is quiet right now, but it's not going to stay that way. Karen's little plan to call 911 might sound like a big deal, but it's nothing compared to what's sneaking up behind her. What is it? I'm not telling you yet. You've got to keep reading to find out. Alright, let's keep this story rolling. Things are starting to heat up now, and you're going to love what happens next. We've got Karen making a big fuss, and Jake staying super calm. Something sneaky is going on, and it's about to get exciting. Ready? Here we go. So, Karen is standing in Jake's yard, yelling into her phone like it's the most important thing ever. She's talking to the 911 operator, waving her arms around, and her voice is loud enough to scare the birds away. "There's a disturbance," she keeps saying. "This ugly chair is breaking all the rules. You have to come quick." She's so mad about Jake's green striped lawn chair that her face is turning red. She thinks she's the boss, and she's sure the police are going to come and make Jake take that chair away. She's acting like it's the worst crime in the world. Meanwhile, Jake is just sitting there. He's got his cold lemonade in his hand, and he's not even a little bit worried. He doesn't yell back at Karen. He doesn't jump up or argue. He just watches her, calm and quiet, like he's waiting for something. His eyes are steady, and there's a tiny little smile on his face like he knows a secret. And guess what? He does know something Karen doesn't. See, Jake isn't just some regular guy who moved in because he liked the neighborhood. Nope, there's a reason he's here, and it's not to make friends with Karen or join her silly HOA club. But what's his reason? I'll give you a hint, it's big, and it's going to surprise you. While Karen keeps ranting, something sneaky happens. A police car rolls up super quiet down the street. You can barely hear it, just the soft sound of tires on the road. The car stops, and two cops step out. They've got their hats on and their badges shining in the sun. Karen doesn't notice them at first because she's too busy shouting into her phone. But then she looks up, sees the police car, and gets all smug. She smirks at Jake, like she's won a big prize. "See," she crows, pointing at the cops. "They're here for you. I told you that chair was trouble." She's so sure she's right. She thinks the police came because of her call about the ugly chair. She's practically dancing with excitement, thinking Jake's about to get in big trouble. But Jake? He doesn't move. He doesn't look scared or mad. He just takes another slow sip of his lemonade, letting the ice clink in the glass. Then he tilts his head and says, "Are they, though?" His voice is super calm, almost like he's teasing her. Karen blinks, confused. What does he mean? Of course the cops are here for him, right? But here's the thing, the cops aren't even looking at Jake. They're not walking toward his yard or his chair. Nope, they're heading straight down the sidewalk toward Karen's house. Yep, you heard that right. The police are going to her place, not Jake's. Karen's face freezes. Her smirk disappears, and her mouth hangs open a little. She looks like she just saw a ghost. Wait, what? She says, turning her head to watch the cops. They're walking up her front steps now, their boots thumping on the wood. One of them knocks on her door. Knock, knock, knock. Karen's still holding her phone, but she's not yelling anymore. She's starting to look worried. Her eyes dart back to Jake, then to the cops, then back to Jake again. What's going on? She mutters, her voice getting shaky. Jake leans back in his chair, looking comfy and relaxed. He's not saying much, but that little smile is still there. It's like he's watching a show, and he knows how it's going to end. Karen doesn't get it yet, but something's up. Something big. You're probably wondering too, why are the cops at her house? Did Jake do something sneaky? Or is this about something else? Hang tight, because it's about to get really good. Let's think about this for a second. Karen called 911 because of Jake's chair. She thought she was so smart, getting the police to come and fix her problem. But now the cops are at her door, not his. That's weird, right? It's almost like her plan is flipping upside down. Jake doesn't seem surprised, though. He's acting like he knew this was going to happen. Maybe he's not just a guy with a lemonade and a chair. Maybe he's got a trick up his sleeve, a secret that's starting to peek out. The neighbors are starting to notice too. A few people poke their heads out of their windows or step onto their porches. They've seen Karen bossing everyone around for years, so they're curious. What's happening now? They whisper to each other. They're used to Karen causing drama, but this feels different. The cops aren't here for Jake's chair, that's for sure. They're standing at Karen's front door, waiting. One of them knocks again, louder this time. "Ma'am, we need to talk to you," he calls out. Karen's starting to sweat now. She drops her phone into the grass and takes a step back. "This isn't right," she says, shaking her head. "I called them. They're supposed to be here for him." She points at Jake, her finger wobbling a little. But Jake just shrugs, like it's no big deal. "Maybe you should go see what they want," he says, nice and easy. His voice is so calm it makes Karen even madder. She stomps her foot and glares at him. "This is your fault," she snaps. But is it? Or is something else going on? Here's a little clue: Jake's been watching Karen this whole time, but not because he's scared of her. He's been paying attention to everything she does. Why? Because he's not just a regular neighbor. He moved here for a reason, and that reason is starting to show. Karen's been so busy yelling about his chair that she didn't notice anything else. She didn't see the way Jake's been quiet and smart, waiting for the right moment. And now that moment's here, the cops are at her door, and she's got no idea why. What do you think? Is Jake hiding something cool? Did he know the police were coming? And why are they at Karen's house instead of his? This story's getting wild, and we're not done yet. The tension is building, like when you're waiting for a big surprise at a party. Karen thought she was in control, but now she's the one who's confused. Jake's still sipping his lemonade, cool as can be, while Karen's world starts to shake. Stick with me, because the next part is going to blow your mind. We're getting closer to the big secret, and when it comes out, you're going to cheer. For now, let's watch Karen squirm a little more. She's about to find out that her bossy ways might have gotten her into some real trouble. And Jake? He's just getting started. Let's see what happens when the cops finally talk to her. It's going to be so much fun. Alright, everyone. This is the most exciting part of our story. We've been building up to this moment, and now it's time for the big surprise. Karen's been yelling, Jake's been super calm, and the cops are at her door. What's going to happen? Let's find out. It's going to be awesome. So, picture this, the two police officers are standing at Karen's front door. They knock knock, 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 but Karen doesn't hear them at first. She's still in Jake's yard, shouting at him about his green striped lawn chair. "This is all your fault," she yells, her hands waving like crazy. She's so mad she doesn't even notice the cops. She thinks they're here because she called 911 about Jake's ugly chair. She's sure she's the one in charge, like always. But oh boy, is she wrong. Finally, one of the cops gets tired of waiting. He steps forward and calls out in a loud voice, "Ma'am, we need to speak with you." His words boom across the street, and Karen stops yelling. She spins around fast, her hair flipping in the wind. "Me," she says, her voice all squeaky and confused. She points at Jake, her finger shaking. This is about him. He's the one breaking the rules. She's so sure the cops are here to help her win this fight. She crosses her arms and smirks, waiting for them to agree with her. But the cop doesn't smile back. He shakes his head, slow and serious. "No, ma'am," he says. "We've had complaints about you." Karen's smirk falls off her face like it melted away. Her eyes get big, and her mouth opens, but no words come out. She looks like a fish trying to breathe. "What?" she squeaks. She doesn't get it yet. Complaints about her? That can't be right. She's the boss of the neighborhood. She makes the rules, not breaks them. That's when Jake decides it's time to join the fun. He's been sitting in his chair this whole time, sipping his lemonade, watching Karen make a fool of herself. Now, he stands up slow and easy, brushing off his hands like he's done with a little job. He looks at Karen with a big grin, a grin that says, "I've been waiting for this." Then he says, "Oh, didn't I mention?" His voice is nice and friendly, but there's a sneaky sparkle in his eyes. Karen stares at him, still confused. "Mention what? What's he talking about?" Jake steps closer, and here comes the big surprise. "I'm not just your neighbor, Karen," he says. "I'm an undercover investigator." Whoa. Did you hear that? Jake's not just some guy with a lawn chair, he's a secret detective. An undercover investigator is someone who pretends to be normal while they watch for bad stuff. Jake's been hiding who he really is this whole time. Karen's jaw drops so low it almost hits the ground. Her eyes bug out, and she stumbles back a little. "What?" she gasps. But Jake's not done yet. He points at his green striped chair, the one Karen's been yelling about all morning. "And that eyesore chair," he says, grinning even bigger. "It's got a camera in it. We've been watching you for weeks." Boom. There it is, the huge twist. That plain old chair isn't just for sitting, it's a sneaky spy tool. There's a tiny camera hidden inside, recording everything Karen's been doing. For weeks, Jake's been sitting there, looking chill, while that chair secretly caught all her secrets. Karen's face goes white. She looks at the chair, then at Jake, then back at the chair again. "A camera," she whispers, like she can't believe it. She thought she was so smart, calling 911 on Jake, but he's been one step ahead the whole time. The cops step closer now, and one of them holds up a big stack of papers. "We've got evidence," the cop says in a strong voice. "Evidence is proof, like pictures or videos that show someone did something wrong. You've been stealing from the HOA funds," he tells her. "Thousands of dollars, gone. You're under arrest." Let's break that down, because it's a lot. The HOA is that club Karen runs, the one that makes rules for the neighborhood. They have money to fix stuff like playgrounds or streetlights. But Karen? She's been taking that money for herself. Thousands of dollars, that's a ton of cash. She didn't think anyone would find out, but Jake's sneaky chair caught her. The papers the cop is holding? They're full of proof, bank stuff, videos, all the things showing Karen's been a thief. And now she's in big trouble. Karen's legs wobble like jelly. "No," she cries. "This can't be true." She tries to argue, but the cops aren't listening. One of them pulls out handcuffs, those shiny metal bracelets they put on people who break the law. Click, click, they snap onto her wrists. The whole street goes super quiet. The birds stop singing. The neighbors watching from their windows don't even whisper. Everyone's staring at Karen, the bossy lady who's always yelling, now getting taken away by the police. And Jake? He just stands there, cool as ever. He sets his lemonade glass down on the grass clink, and watches the cops lead Karen away. That little sound is the only noise for a second. He doesn't cheer or laugh. He doesn't need to. He's already won. Karen thought she was going to get him in trouble with his ugly chair, but instead, she's the one in handcuffs. The cops walk her to their car, and she's still muttering, "This is a mistake. I didn't do anything." But nobody believes her now. Let's think about how wild this is. Karen spent all morning mad about a chair. She called the police, thinking she'd be the hero. But Jake? He's been playing a secret game. He moved here to catch her, not to relax. That chair she hated so much. It was his secret weapon. Every time she bossed people around or took money she wasn't supposed to, that camera was watching. Weeks of sneaky spying, all leading up to this moment. Karen's big plan flipped upside down. She's the one in trouble, not Jake. The neighbors can't believe it either. They're peeking out, jaws dropped just like Karen's. For years, she's been telling them what to do: fix your grass, move your mailbox, follow my rules. Now they see she's not so perfect. She's a thief, and Jake's the one who caught her. He's not just the new guy anymore, he's the hero. Karen's getting what she deserves, and it feels so good to watch. Okay, let's wrap up this awesome story. We just had the big reveal: Jake's a secret investigator, and Karen's in handcuffs. Now it's time to see how it all ends. Ready? Here we go. Karen isn't happy, not one bit. The cops have her hands in shiny handcuffs, and she's trying to argue. "This is a mistake," she yells. "I didn't do anything wrong." But the cops don't listen. They've got everything they need to prove she's guilty. They have videos from Jake's sneaky chair camera. They have bank papers showing she took money. And guess what? Even some neighbors finally spoke up. They told the cops, "Yeah, Karen's been mean and sneaky for years. Turns out, she was stealing cash that was supposed to fix playgrounds and streetlight stuff for everyone to enjoy. Instead, she kept it for herself while telling everyone else what to do." How sneaky is that? The cops lead her to their car, one on each side holding her arms. Karen's face is red, and she's mad. She looks back at Jake and glares at him with mean eyes. "This isn't over," she hisses, like a snake. She's trying to sound tough, even with handcuffs on. But Jake? He's not scared at all. He just shrugs his shoulders and says, "Looks pretty over to me." His voice is calm and easy, like he's talking about the weather. He knows Karen can't win this time. She's caught, and there's no way out. As the cops put Karen in the car, the neighbors start peeking out. Some look through their windows, pulling the curtains back just a little. Others step onto their porches, whispering to each other. "Can you believe it?" they say. "Karen's finally in trouble." They're smiling now, happy to see her go. For so long, she's been the bossy HOA lady, the tyrant who made everyone follow her silly rules. If your grass was too long, she'd yell. If your mailbox was the wrong color, she'd write it down. But now, she's not the boss anymore. Jake's the one who changed everything. Jake isn't just the new guy now, he's the hero. The neighbors think he's awesome. He didn't just sit there and let Karen be mean, he tricked her with his camera chair and caught her being bad. They're all glad he moved in. Later that day, after the police car drives away with Karen, Jake goes back to his yard. He sits in his green striped lawn chair, the one that started it all. He grabs his lemonade, takes a sip, and smiles. The sun is still shining, and the neighborhood feels quieter. No more Karen yelling. No more silly rules. Just peace. And Karen? She's not so loud now. She's sitting in a jail cell, a little room with bars where people go when they break the law. She's all alone, staring at the walls, wondering how everything went so wrong. She thought she was the smartest person around, but Jake was smarter. She bossed everyone, but now she's the one who lost. Justice is served, that means the bad guy got caught, and the good guy won. So, that's it? Jake's happy, the neighbors are free, and Karen's where she belongs. It feels good, right? The neighborhood's a better place now, all because of one sneaky chair and a cool guy named Jake. What a great ending. Hey, everyone. We made it to the end of this crazy story about Jake and Karen. It was a wild ride, right? Now, let's think about what we learned. It's a cool lesson that can help us in real life. So, what's the big idea here? Sometimes, the loudest people, the ones who yell and boss everyone around, have secrets they don't want you to know. Karen was super loud, always telling people what to do. But guess what? She was hiding something bad. She was stealing. Then there's Jake. He was quiet and calm, sipping his lemonade like nothing was wrong. But he had all the power. He didn't need to shout or fight. He just waited, and Karen got herself in trouble. She dug her own hole, and wow, did she fall in deep. Think about that. The next time you see someone picking a fight over something silly like a chair or a toy, ask yourself, what are they really scared of? Maybe they're loud because they're hiding something, just like Karen. And maybe the quiet ones, like Jake, are the real heroes. Being calm can be super strong. Thanks for reading this fun story with me. It was a wild adventure, and I'm so glad you stuck around. Did you like it? If you did, give it a big thumbs up, tell a friend about it, and drop a comment. I want to hear your stories. What's the wildest thing a neighbor ever did to you? Share it. I can't wait to read it. See you next time for more cool stories. Bye for now.